Vehicles in upright position.
Make me fly. Watch me kiss the sky. Come move on me. It is all in me. With you by my side, there's no way I can lose. See me fly.
Your hand on my memory serve me. Energy from everything kinetically surging. Better never get another chance to be this young. Woke up to see this sun. New days, I'ma get me one. Been a long road coming, thinking God blessed every run. All a million little pieces we've become. Any bucket list, I'ma leave it done. All I need's a good cup of coffee, good plump in the concrete. Hooked up in Brooklyn, took it to Canal Street. Bought every watch in his jacket, just so maybe I remember this time. Everything that happened, then I'm zipping in my friends a mask where the legal grass is. Just give me the sativa stash. It's been down, now it seems it's back. We got a beat from in, now we rolling down the street, just laughing so fly.
Make me fly. Watch me kiss the sky. Then you move on me. It is all in me. With you by my side, there's no way I can lose. See me fly. When you move on me, it is all in me. With you by my side, there's no way I can lose. See me fly.
When I'm with you, my dear, I'm far away from here. Must be the magic. Must be the magic. I found you.
Make me fly.
That's right.
Watch me kiss the sky. Then you move on me. It is all in me. With you by my side, there's no way I can lose. See me fly.
Oh shit, mountain smooth, cause you reach new altitudes. Hanging on every word like a mountain view. When we bounce the cruise, fuck them all like I count on you. Like Bojack and Dyer, whole snap and try it. Pepper pots in the eye, man. Times get strange and the people keep lying. The truth is the truth, any state I reside in. I am.
Make me fly. Watch me kiss the sky. Then you move on me. It is all in me. With you by my side, there's no way I can lose. See me fly.
Ahora directamente desde West Hartford, Clockwise, el único, el más bravo, el duro, el que nunca nadie lo puede poner abajo porque él siempre tiene toda la lírica para todo el pueblo de West Hartford, para que no sepan, papá.
It's a Friday night. We are live once again. Here we are, joined as always by my partner in crime, Hollywood. Hollywood, always up to no good. Not very enthusiastic today. At least I could fake it here. You know, I've been sitting in this chair all day. You must not have had many 25-ounce curls yet.
We need to get something going.
I've been home all day. In fact, I might need a new chair because I'm going to wear this thing out from sitting in it all day, every day. So, but the whiteboard is in effect here. But the lounge lizard thing wasn't taking off. So I just decided to go with the old classic, Go Hawks.
That's even worse.
I like it.
But we are joined we are joined by Coach. I mean Calvin. We still have never seen the two of these guys together in the same room at the same time.
Camera tricks.
Dingus, of course, said, "Well, if you watch the Vipercast, you see us both." And I said, "Yeah, I don't have time to take anything. I can barely watch football. That's about the only thing I make time for anymore is football and some wrestling, maybe." But Calvin has joined us here. Dingus and Kyle both had stuff to do, so we have to.
That's all for me. That's all.
Skinny Gronk is in the house. And we're also joined by Z-Bags, who his camera's having some fits here. Don't worry, I deal with that kind of IT stuff all the time. And you know what we normally say is, you log out, you log back in, it normally works. So if you want to go ahead.
That's what I've been. Well, that's the thing. I've tried a couple times. I even restarted my computer, and it's still not working. So I'm digging through my settings here.
Yeah, maybe you can put like a tropical picture up or something to make us think of vacation. That's what I'm thinking of right now.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a long day, Dan. You need to do some 25-ounce curls yourself, huh?
I probably do. I have to work tomorrow though too. So I was like, stick with the water. Well, today has been a hell of a day, and until some questions come in, I'll humor me for a minute. So I had to sit in my chair and fill out paperwork all day, digitally, of course. And then my wife's car battery died, so I had to go change that out. I mean, it was in our garage, but still, I had to take it out, drive to the store. There are stores near me, but I work at a parts store, and I get a discount there and stuff. So I went there, and that's not really very close to my house. And then just one thing after another.
Don't hurt yourself getting sunshine there.
One of those days.
I said, don't hurt yourself getting a little sunshine.
Well, yes, I did get out of the cave for a couple hours. That's true. The back cave down here.
The back cave.
Hollywood, I got a question for you. I'm looking at your screen, your setup down there, and I'm noticing the jersey in the background. Which, by the way, thank you. You helped me get one of those. But
don't thank me. They just asked for your address. So
that's awesome. Any updates on what is he doing now? Do you know?
He's still training, waiting. He heard some stuff from the CFL. I guess they're doing some like special team stuff, looking for stuff. But with them shut down, I don't think he's doing a whole lot. So he's just waiting right now, kind of like everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, this COVID thing has really hurt all the rookies. So, I mean, it just, even the undrafted guys, these second level XFLs and CFLs and all that stuff, it just killed them because they're not operating. So,
right.
Well, The Rock is going to bring back the XFL too. So maybe that's an opportunity.
But apparently somebody in the CFL kind of told him to just hang tight. They're looking at stuff. Working. So, yeah. So maybe he'll get something.
Yeah, I love that. I hope he stays with it, man. I really thought he was I thought he was going to get drafted, and then I just kept checking the updates for him getting signed as an undrafted free agent. But sometimes that just falls through a little bit, and I really hope he keeps working and it works out for him because
he is. He's he's like everybody else. He's kind of down because the options are limited right now. So other than that, he's staying positive. He's working out. He's definitely pushing to go for it. With some of the others I've talked to, there's been a few that me and Dan's talked to that are in the same holding pattern. They're just hoping and wishing and waiting right now. But we have had two that did make it. Bryce Huff and Cam Gill actually did sign as undrafted free agents, and they've hung around. So
they did. They did, but they were both scratches the other day.
Yeah. Hey, as long as they're on the team, that's all it takes.
I mean, I'm not saying anything. I was looking forward to seeing them on the field, and see there were scratches. I was like, oh man. But Sean says that they cut our budget in half. Only 3 tonight.
Yes. The boss man said you're out.
Z-Mags is here. He's trying to get his camera worked out. So he's coming back in. You know how the Zoom goes at 2.5, for being honest. Yeah. Well,
You
2.5.
shouldn't talk about Dan like that. You really should.
You take
That
out
hurts
the
his
decimal-
feelings.
You take out the decimal point there, and that's Daryl's favorite 25 ouncer.
There you go.
But
There you go.
yeah, Sean, we are we were supposed to be joined by at least one other person. Maybe they forgot they said they could be on. You never know. These Friday nights, I swear, they're fun when we're here. It's just trying to wrangle people for this. It sometimes can be a third job or fourth job. I don't know how many jobs I really technically have. You can count 5 of them probably.
Where's Nate? We need to get Nate on. This is a perfect opportunity for him to hop on and hang out.
It would be. He's playing D&D right now, probably.
Oh, come on, Nate.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Yeah, but I mean, we have a lot to talk about. I mean, I actually, while the show was going on, I hope Daryl would go on a diatribe for about a half hour so I could make all my roster moves I need to make with all the outs that have been announced.
Well, the night's early, so just give me a few minutes. Give me a few minutes.
Yeah, so I mean, George Kittle's out. Kenny Galladay's out. Tremaine Edmonds is out.
Ooh, hadn't saw that.
I think Matt Milano might even be out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, now, did you see the travesty that happened? Did you open your phone today and get a bad message?
Like the real life tragedy, or are we talking football?
Well, Ruth Bader Ginsburg dying was a tragedy.
Yeah,
it seems like every Friday night there's somebody that dies, like either right before our show or during our show. It's crazy. But yes,
I couldn't believe it. Honestly, I got the alert and stared at my phone and jaw dropped, and I legitimately could not believe. There had been news about her health, but couldn't believe that I didn't hear that it was this bad. It'd always been, hopeful, and seemed like she was gonna pull through. But
yeah, my wife sent me the message, and I was like, "Are you sure this isn't a hoax? Like that somebody's just not making this stuff up?" In D&D. Dan and Daryl, D&D. Well, yeah, that could, Dan and Daryl, we've I don't know, we've gone by that before.
Why's Dan got to be first? Why?
You see who's in the upper left-hand corner? That's why.
My upper left-hand corner is over here. So Calvin's in the.
I'm in the driver's seat. Here we go.
You must not look at the screen. Yes, Sean says, you know why.
Sean has been great. He tunes in every week. He's got a lot of questions, but I'm really getting tired of Sean.
Sean helps me get you stirred up and riled up. He's trying to help me set my lineups tonight, so that way I can.
First of all, you don't need help. Second of all, I don't need help being wound up. So
you're right. I don't need help winding you up because you're already wound normally. What about your boy AJ Brown? I didn't get to him yet. He's not playing. What happened to him? Like I said, I didn't really see much of that game. 10:00 start is ridiculous.
I didn't know he was hurt until the other day, and I figured it was just like a little tweak or something. They're giving him a day off, and I've not looked today. I've been covered up today. So,
is it maybe that they are zero afraid of the Colts, and they just say, "Let's just rest our guys. We'll just pound the Colts."
Well, normally I'd like to say that, but after last week's performance, they better pull their head out of their ass.
Yeah,
that was sorry. They had no business winning that game last week. The way they played,
like I said,
no business.
Your idiot kicker cost me some money.
Oh, I'm not even talking about that. I mean, take him out, and they still had no business winning. They did not play Titan football at all.
A drunken idiot kicker. Who said that? Come on, who's the quote? Who's the quote?
Wait.
Stupid idiot.
That's Peyton Manning. That's Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. Yes. Talking about Vanderjagt, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, got drunk and started spouting off about stuff.
I kind of liked him.
Yeah, so I am going to probably have to pivot to. I'm going to have to take out Tremaine Edmonds because he's hurt, and I think I'm going to pivot to starting 3 safeties this week because I got Marcus May on my. I just picked him up off the waivers, so.
Marcus.
Because my other choices are Nick Kwiatkowski, which I think he's banged up. I'm not sure he's going to play.
Mm.
I haven't had an update in 4 days. Well, we never got back to our tragedy about our cell phones, not the real life tragedy. It's not a deep tragedy like that. It's just a minor inconvenience for us people. Did you check your Roto World app lately?
I have not. I told you I've been covered up from the word go today, so I am completely out of the loop today.
Well, if you check it, guess what? It's not going to be there because apparently they're doing away with it. NBC changed over to the NBC Sports app. And then I got a message this morning that it was going away. So you have to pay for their premium subscription to get on their news, which sucks because that's part of my daily routine is checking Roto World. So now I got to do it from my computer, I guess.
Bye-bye, Roto World.
RotoWire is an alternative. I'm not a huge fan, but they do have the news. That's where I found out AJ Brown was not playing. So
That's what I'm looking at right now, actually. So
yeah, I mean, I have used Roto World for probably 20 years. They've been around that long. So I've just been using that app since apps were a thing. Like, I don't know. When was the first app created? That's how long I've been using Roto World because that's my go-to. Like, I don't know. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I know Sleepers kind of replaced it with the instant news, like, the instant alerts and stuff like that. But I mean, they don't highlight every IDP thing. So it's like Roto World at least has the stuff there. They don't send you alerts all the time and stuff. But man,
I tried to get through. There's a way to get alerts about all kind of different things on Sleeper, and I tried to dig through and see if I could get them for IDP, but it just doesn't seem like I'm able to get them the way, like you said, that we'd like to.
I think Jordan Raines told me how to do that one day because he was telling me, oh, he gets alert. I'm like, how the hell do you get alerts on Sleeper? Like, and he told me you got to go in and click on there's channels. You have to subscribe to channels or something, and then you have to go in and click alerts or something. I got them somehow, but yeah, I figured it out somehow. So Sean is about the only guy in the chat, and somebody trying to find out about iOS something or other. They're talking a different language to me here about computer stuff. So at least there's no racist spammers on Twitch today.
They heard you giving IT advice earlier, and they thought this was a good place to ask a Linux question, I guess.
There you go.
I guess. I'm proficient in telling kids how to turn their microphones off. That's what I'm proficient in. That's about it. But yeah, I mean, AJ Brown's done. Like I said, Tremaine Edmonds is down. Checking on Milano now because I have him in a few lineups.
All right.
Michael Thomas is out, although somebody said Mike Thomas played last night. I was like, oh yes, Mike Thomas did. He had a couple catches too for who knew he was even still in the league.
Mike Thomas catching passes from Joe Burrow is such a weird sentence in South Louisiana that would have made no sense a year ago. But
yeah,
here we are.
Yeah. So I'm faced with a little bit of a conundrum here. I got Godwin. Now I can wait on Godwin because I do have some options in the 4:00 games. I don't know. I think he's going to play though because he was, doing limited work today. If you're in concussion protocol, I mean, he's got until 1:00 Sunday. I mean, I guess we'll know tomorrow. I guess if he's cleared. let's see. They are they're the home team. So there's no travel report to listen to. Because I know normally today, I mean, a lot of guys are being told they're staying home because of travel. Like, you're not traveling with us. So that's how we know they're out. Because Tremaine Edmonds was going to Miami. They just told him that don't bother getting on the plane. You're not going. And stuff like that. It stinks. Like week 1, I thought we got out relatively unscathed. I mean, I thought Michael Thomas was the big injury. George Kittle got banged up. He bent his knee the wrong way, thanks to Buda Baker. Buda Baker kind of grabbed his plant foot when he was coming down. So that looked ugly at first, but then he kind of limped off, and then he came back out. So I thought he was going to be okay. I got to check a league where I got Matt Milano to see if he's been ruled out.
Yeah, I want to hear your tough lineup decisions. I want to hear your thought process on some of those.
Okay. So I start my studs. And when we got these injuries that crop up, Richie James is on the IR. Huge surprise. Another 49er on the IR.
Jeez, what are you doing?
I think the whole team's injured. It might be.
Every receiver they've had in the last year is hurt.
And Mohamed Sanu is next because apparently he's where did I draft him? There we go. So fortunately, I think Malcolm Smith played last night, and I did start him because Milano is out. So Buffalo is down their top 2 linebackers, which means Tyler Matakevich could be your dude this week. I did start Malcolm Smith last night, and he got 5 tackles and 4 assists, so not too shabby for the old 31-year-old who wasn't even in the league. He may have been a little bit last year.
See, Sean's got a comment there about Godwin still being in protocol. I thought I saw that he got out of it this week.
Well, he got in what I thought was a limited practice today, which is what gave me optimism that he might be able to play. But yeah. So yeah, and Milano is out there. I was looking at my leagues here. AJ Johnson versus them Titans. He stepped up.
Yeah, he did pretty good, I thought.
Yeah. Josie Jewell actually was relevant in that game too, I saw.
Makes you wonder now if that's why they let Todd Davis go, because they finally think Jewell can do something.
Well, Mark Barron's out, but you know what I think.
Mark Barron's a bum.
Yeah, you got the Barron boys. The Barron boys knocked on your door too. Yeah.
Come on. I got something for him too. When I dispose of the Bosa's, maybe I just have problems with people with the letter B starting their name.
Maybe.
Bosa, Barron.
Well, AJ Johnson had 8 tackles, 4 assists. I mean, against a running team, you figure you're probably pretty good for 8 tackles at least. The Steelers are playing. James Conner apparently is okay. He was off the injury report today.
I think you'll see the same thing from Johnson again.
It seems strange to me that this Conner back and forth, and he didn't have his helmet next to him during the game last week, and
it's
something weird going on.
Yeah,
there's
Kittle's
always
out.
something weird going on in Pittsburgh, though. Always.
Yeah.
They're trying to skirt the rules.
True.
Limited practice. Yeah, without being cleared. It's at least good. Here's something. There was reports that Connor got in an argument with a coach and got benched.
Interesting.
Maybe Pittsburgh's way of saying we're not paying you.
Yeah.
Could be.
Could be.
And Snell did look pretty good. I mean, it's the Giants, but yeah.
I like Snell. He's not – Connor's not much better than Snell. Snell's pretty good. Snell's proven he ran like wild in the SEC, so.
And Giants had a pretty good run defense last year, didn't they?
I don't know. Last year's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Hey, Blake Martinez, which Daryl will now talk about for the next half hour.
You always pick on me. It's a good thing I don't have feelings.
Well, you have one feeling we've established over the years.
Yes, one feeling, and you're dancing all over it already.
Single feeling, yes.
One.
Yeah. What are the chances you think Marcus May can repeat his Studley performance from the other day? They have the 49ers this week.
I think he has a good week, but I don't know he goes crazy like that. I mean, that's a pretty high level to sustain week in and week out. I mean, I think he does really well, but I just don't know that he goes crazy like that each and every week.
How much of that is Greg Williams wanting to prove that he doesn't need Jamal Adams in his defense?
Could be.
I think a lot of it is that because Greg Williams, if we know anything about him, is he's got a gigantic ego.
Well, if that's the case, we're going to see one of the greatest pissing matches of all time because Greg Williams is going to run Marcus May right into the ground, and Jamal Adams is going to want to up that every week. So, yeah, I'm okay with that.
I'd be okay with that because that means Jamal Adams is going to get like 30 sacks and 5 picks.
I told you he was going to lead your team in sacks. I told you this.
He may. He very well may. I'm okay with that. Benson Mayowa might lead our team in sacks, though. He didn't look too bad the other day.
No, he looked all right.
Yeah. So, hey, man, if you got questions, start, sit, stuff like that. I mean, I could sit here and go through each one of my lineups, but I'm not sure that would make a very good show. I mean, it would take me the entire show to set all my lineups, too, because it normally takes me about 2 hours.
I am in way too many leagues. I just, it turns out, the thing that I did to cope with the coronavirus shutdown was get involved in dynasty startups.
Yeah. I did that a couple years ago. I'm still paying for it.
Yeah. And I don't even know which ones I would cut out. I was going through the waiver wire took me forever on Tuesday night. And I started going through and I was like, I can't keep doing this to myself. But I don't know which ones I'd get rid of. I kind of like all of them. So I don't know.
Yeah, I do too, but I've definitely got to cut some back. I'm going to cut some back after this year. I just have to.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a couple years now.
Well, I actually did. I've cut back 6 from last year, so if I cut back 10 next year, I'll be making some headwinds.
We roped you back into one of them. So.
Yeah, I know. I was like, damn, I'm out of this one.
I guess here's a lineup decision I have to make. I got J.J. Watt, so he's starting. But I have Odenegbo, who put up a big, giant goose egg. And then I had Mario Addison, who went bananas. They're playing the Dolphins. He had a sack. I mean, this league, you get super points. I guess I'm got to try to go Addison here because Odenegbo.
I love Addison. I think he's one of the safest.
Odenegbo's going up against the Indianapolis offensive line. It doesn't give up a whole lot.
Yeah, I still take Addison. I think he's just a safer play. You can trust him more reliable. And what you can pick him up for value-wise is just great. So, yeah.
Well, he's already on my roster, so I don't have to worry about picking him up.
Well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about everybody else. There's more people in the world besides you, Dan.
There is? Where?
We're here to help the people, not you. Nobody
I
cares
look outside my front door, and there's nobody around.
Hey, so I got a trade I want to run by you guys.
All right.
Denied.
Huh? Yeah. So just a quick plug. I was talking to somebody last night, and they did not realize that Dynasty Trade Calculator had the IDP guys plug-in to it that shows the values and doing trading. So nice little plug there. It's really cool to be able to use that because it is tough trying to figure out trade values for IDP guys, and especially when offensive players are involved. So we were going back and forth, and so I used the calculator, and I tell me what you guys think about this one. I traded away Brandon Cooks.
Well, there you won already.
I
didn't get anything for him, then yeah, he will.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. But so I got Miles Boykin, which that's just I kind of liked his snap percentage. I kind of like his talent. Just stash him on the end of my bench and whatever. But I got Brian Burns,
Okay.
and Willie Gay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I like
See,
it.
and Willie Gay played 0 defensive snaps the other night, or last week. And if you actually, it's funny. My article I think is going to drop tomorrow about rookies, and one of I was looking for any film or little tweets of gifs or videos that people put in, and the one thing I found that I put in the article was actually a Steve Spag's going to start Ben Neiman in week 2, so Baltimore can't get any film on Willie Gay. And it's got the guy pointing to his head as the GIF. And I'm like, maybe they are just strategizing so that Willie Gay can just focus on Lamar Jackson and watch Lamar Jackson film for 3 weeks, and then he'll take over. Because Ben Neiman Ben Neiman, I guess, should come to my house because I'm about to trash him. But he played like half the game and ended up with a 0 stat sheet. Like, how can you play half a game at middle linebacker and not get a single statistical assist, batted ball, nothing? And it's not like they ran away from him or anything. It's not like they strategized to stay away from Ben Neiman on the defensive side of the ball. Like, I don't know. I don't know what Kansas City is thinking. Just let the kid take some lumps early in the season, especially against the Chargers this week. I mean, right. Kansas City's going to murder them.
Right.
Well, that was my biggest takeaway from the game last night. Is everybody was talking like, oh yeah, of course the Browns look good against the Bengals. I'm like, man, how bad does that make the Chargers? Because the Chargers did not look good against the Bengals.
Right.
Chargers look like crap. Burrow should have won that game if AJ Green didn't push off. That was a dub. We have a couple questions that rolled in here. We got Montez Sweat versus Arizona. Good or bad matchup? Starting. Yeah, I would start him too. Arizona's offensive line, they have drafted a few guys. Murray is, a scrambler, but there's a reason why he's constantly scrambling. He's always got somebody in his face. I mean, they did a decent job of protecting him against the second best defensive line in the 49ers. I mean, they're going to get to him. It's a matter of who is going to get to them, and Sweat has about as good of a chance as anybody. I'm rolling Sweat every week, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because, I mean, as Chase Young gets better, they're going to tilt the protections that way probably. I mean, he had a forced fumble and 1.5 sacks in his very first game. So, I mean, Chase Young's a slam dunk. I think Sweat's a slam dunk, too. I mean, even Kerrigan, he's not even technically starting.
No.
But that doesn't even matter. They're all their edge rushers seem to be.
Their front six are must starts. That's counting.
Depends on who else you have.
Well,
Addison over Campbell, keeper league. Addison has the better chance just because of the type of defense they play. Addison's more of an outside edge in a 4-3. Campbell's more of an interior 3-4 guy. So I'd go Addison. They're about the same age, actually. So yeah, I'd go Addison. Baltimore is playing the Texans this week. Buffalo's playing the Dolphins.
Jets? No, Dolphins, yes. Dolphins.
They're both pretty good matchups. I'd still go Addison. I think Addison has a better chance of getting back than Campbell. Campbell's a really good run stuffer. He'll have a decent floor. But yeah. Z-Mags is back. What's going on?
I'm back. Still can't see me, though.
I wish we couldn't see Dan. I wish we couldn't.
Yes. John Cena, can't see you. Speaking of The Rock, and I follow The Rock on, I think it's Facebook or whatever. Did you see what he had to do today?
Oh God.
Since we don't have any football to talk about
Mm-mm.
right now. His power went out in his neighborhood, I guess, and he has an electric fence with like the fence that like pulls back and stuff because he's really loaded and has like $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So the power was out, so that means his electronic fence would not move. So he just hulked up, ripped the thing off of its like hydraulics, and threw it in his front yard because he said that he had he's filming Black Adam right now. So like he's like, I have all these people waiting for me to show up to film. He's like, so I would just hulked up, ripped the damn thing apart, and threw it on my front yard. And then his security guys, I guess, came back to his house to get with the guys to fix it like an hour later.
There's video of it?
No, he just took a picture of the fence laying in his front yard. So
I was going to try to find the video.
that would be a cool video. Like I can imagine The Rock. The Rock seems like if you meet him on a bad, I mean, he seems like the most happy-go-lucky guy, but I think if you meet him on the wrong day, you piss him off. I think it'd be like the guy on Ballers, that if you piss him off, it's just not going to be good.
I like that.
Yeah. I love the fact that, and this is nothing to do with football at all whatsoever, that he's Maui from Moana, and he sings the song to his daughter every single day, and then he'll ask his daughter, "Am I Maui?" And she says, "No," like every single day.
That's awesome.
Is Darian Thompson back to football? Enough of The Rock. Although The Rock does own a football league, so
and was a football player.
And was a football player at the U. I won't do that though. I won't throw up the U because that's sacrilege for a Notre Dame fan. Is Darian Thompson a season starter over Gardner Johnson DBs? 2 points per tackle. Carr is back.
No.
Well,
they're going to replace him at some point. They got to. He's horrible. He is hot. Yeah, he's hot garbage. The only reason he's starting is because they have nobody else.
I wouldn't say season starter, but Gardner Johnson, it depends. Is he labeled as a CB or safety in your league? That's a big
good question.
Big and if you're playing with corners, if he's a corner, you start him every week because he's kind of playing that hybrid safety corner role. I mean, I have Thompson and I rolled him out there in a few leagues. He did okay. I mean,
I have Gardner he was my first breakout candidate I wrote about, and I think he scored like 16 points in some leagues.
Yeah,
this past week.
And Greg Rosenthal, I was watching they have some kind of game day pick'em show on NFL Network right before we came on here. He predicted that CD Deuce is that what they're his?
Yeah, that's what they're calling him.
No,
yeah,
that's his real name. He officially changed his name to CD Deuce.
CD Deuce.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So CD Deuce can cover CD Lamb. Is that the?
He had 10 tackles. So
yeah. So I mean, he yeah, I think he's a steal at the CB if he's labeled CB in a CB. Yeah. Nola rolled out 5 to 6 DBs last week. Is that an aberration? I don't think it is in the NFC South. I think when they play Carolina, you might see them reel that back in. But against Tampa and the Falcons, nah, they'll roll. I mean, here's the NOLA guy up here, Calvin.
I mean, Derek Carr threw the ball 30 times against the Panthers. That's what I was just trying to go see. So I don't know if there'll be an expectation of them throwing much more than that, but teams aren't going to be able to run against the Saints typically. They have a really good run defense. So I think it does make some sense that they'll have a lot of DBs. And honestly, Gardner Johnson, CD Deuce, whatever his name is today, he's the playmaker. Like, to me, like he seems to always be around the ball, and I like him a lot as a I don't know from fantasy standpoint if we're ready to trust him, but just watching him as a Saints fan, I love the guy.
I think he'd be a good flex spot for now, at least.
Yeah.
I think the 5 to 6 DBs, that's not really an aberration anymore. I mean,
That's normal. Seattle does that a lot too.
Yep.
Yeah, Seattle plays they had Blair playing a slot corner. And we had it's funny, somebody has saw my Go Hawks in the background. See Hawks. But yeah, not a Black Hawk fan, definitely not. I have my Flyers stuff over there from when they got when Patrick Kane killed our hopes of a cup. But anyway, we have another question here. We're back. We were all wrong on Keanu Neal last week. Did Neal have a? I rewatched the Seahawks game. He really didn't fly. I mean, he didn't really. Besides Chris Carson and him having a collision on a screen pass, I really didn't notice Keanu Neal a ton in that game, which is normally bad news if I don't really notice you too much.
How many snaps did he play?
Hold
He
on.
only had 2 tackles.
Yeah.
He played 51 snaps.
51 snaps.
No, I'm sorry. It was 6 tackles, 2 solo, 4 assists.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great stats.
No.
I mean, at that rate, Darian Thompson outplayed him.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just going to watch Gerald's head explode.
I mean, he could probably still at least a DB2, DB3, right? I mean, until he starts to pick up his speed again, it's probably going to take him a little bit.
Yeah, I would imagine he needs a little time. I would agree with that. Low end DB2, high end 3.
I'm not going to drop him. I'm definitely not going to drop him. Not yet.
No.
Seattle really did not run the ball a whole lot, which is shocking to me.
Oh, I loved it. I loved
it.
Throw the ball, man. He deserves to be able to throw that ball.
I loved it because, and somebody said today, I think it was in the same show I was watching earlier. They're like, it was nice to see them not put one arm behind. It's nice to see them not put one arm behind Russell Wilson's back for the first half of the game. It was nice to let him just kind of, let Russ cook. Atlanta Hawks, no, definitely not a Atlanta Hawks fan. MJ was better than Dominique in those dunk contests and everybody knows it. Khalil Mack going to part Daniel Jones's butt cheeks like most part of the Red
There
Seas.
it is.
There's
There it is. I love Johnny. Yeah.
Khalil, well, yeah, I guess the Giants' offensive line is kind of So, sorry, I didn't boot you. You booted yourself. I don't know what happened.
I don't know, man. I'm sitting here messing with crap. So
there you go.
Way to go, Dan.
I didn't do a damn thing.
Sure. Have a guest on, you kick him off. Way to go.
Said I was ugly and couldn't read good.
Yeah, he did. He said all kinds of things. You should have heard him when you left. It was awful.
I'll just have to find it. I'll find it on YouTube for that little bit I was gone, and then I'll have to see what he said.
The only person I've spoken ill will about today is Ben Neiman, and he deserves it.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
Let's see.
That's awful.
Is it time to bail for?
Everybody knows it was just week 1, right?
Overreactions.
Justin Simmons, Xavier Woods, I'm guessing. I would start Harrison Smith over every one of these dudes.
Yeah, me too.
Jordan
Simmons
Fuller,
close, but
Jordan Fuller is it Jordan Fuller?
Yeah, he's the Rams guy who was filling in for Taylor Rapp.
There's so many names floating around in my brain right now.
That Fuller rap was one of the hottest topics of the weekend.
Oh, Sunday night was crazy.
Yeah. It's the only game on. Everybody's watching, and a lot of us had Rap pretty high in rankings. So, I mean, it was kind of disappointing. Fuller's interesting just because I think there's a higher drafted safety on their own team, Terrell Burgess, that somehow Fuller, I guess, has impressed the coaches, and this is another team. What if they roll 3 safeties all year? Rapp kind of plays sparingly. Maybe he's the third guy on the field. Because honestly, Rapp was pressed into service because John Johnson got hurt last year.
But he was good last year. That's why I'm so confused on what happened. I mean, I'm hoping it's like the injury thing they were talking about. They're bringing him back slowly.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, who they got? Who's Seattle playing? No, not Seattle. I'm sorry.
Rams are playing.
Rams are playing Eagles. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Taylor Rapp looked at Mrs. McVay wrong. I don't know.
Well, they played a different package when they had Fuller in too.
Yeah.
In that first half. Yeah, in that first half, they were playing a completely different package with Fuller, and in the second half, they kind of got out of that a little bit, and that's when you seen Rapp come in. So I don't know if it was because he.
You guys are coming up with real football takes, and I'm just coming up with rumors and innuendo. So, and Daryl's frozen.
He is.
It's time for him to let it go. We are all about a kid show right now. Daryl's gonna freak out soon. Where do you rank Alden Smith this week? Legit. So,
going against Atlanta.
Rankings are something that I have weekly. I don't have the time to do. Alden Smith against the Falcons. I could see a sack. I mean, obviously he exploded.
Didn't look like he took 5 years off. That's for sure.
It didn't. Although maybe he's well rested after that time.
Very true.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But we do know how bad that Rams offensive line can be too. So
yeah,
I don't know how much to say it has to do with that, but I mean, Falcons, he's got a good chance of too. I mean, Falcons are probably going to throw the ball 50 times this week. So
yeah, Matt Ryan is looking very good. I kind of said Matt Ryan. Well, it's an even year for Matt Ryan.
I was just about to say that.
So it's an even year. Matt Ryan's going to go bananas. Whether the team is any good or not, I don't know. I think they're in for. I mean, they played. Seattle kind of had control of that game. They let them come back late, and they got lucky that Shaq Griffin and I don't remember the safety. They collided on that Calvin Ridley wide open touchdown, or else I mean, that was a gimme that they got. They got a garbage time thing. They recovered an onside kick to get. I mean, they stormed back late, but really Seattle was in control of that game since that DK Metcalf bomb.
Mm-hmm.
That was a beautiful pass.
It was best deep ball in the game.
Yeah, actually, just with Oklahoma Doug, we a few of us just got in on a Game Pass, so I was just trying to catch up on some of the games, and Seattle was next on my list.
Yeah, I watched that the condensed game.
I did too. Yeah,
I watched it on my lunch break the other day because I do get to step away from my computer for about a half hour, so I watched some football on my lunch.
Nice.
Because I watch the Red Zone on Sundays. I mean, this Sunday, obviously, the Seahawks are in prime time. Get to play the Pats. So
to answer this guy's question, though, I think right now I would have Alden Smith. He's probably a top 15 DE for me at the moment. But that like we pivot on guys early in the year pretty often. But definitely, if you can grab them and start them. I mean, why not?
Yeah, right. I mean, I am very much a don't panic kind of owner. Like,
yeah, that's kind of me.
Like, I mean, I made a few pickups this week, but I don't go nuts. I don't blow all my fab one. I don't go out there and then try to like turn over my entire roster. Like, no, I built my team in the off season because these are guys that I think are going to do well all season.
Yeah, I barely touched the waivers this week. Barely.
If somebody's hurt, you replace them. If somebody's, like I had to make a few replacements today because people were out. Milano and Edmonds are out.
Yeah.
Who's the guy? Tyler Dodson is apparently starting for Buffalo. I think
he filled in nicely.
Yeah. And I mean, Tyler Medikevich and AJ Klein will probably be the other guys going for
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, Klein's probably a guy to watch a little bit there.
Yeah, Fuller dropped CD on fourth down. Dropped as in knocked him out, or got left in the dust. Yeah, Fuller. I mean, he's not a bad stash. He's kind of a taxi squad guy for me.
I'm not going to start him yet.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely any of these rookies that kind of maybe just were like, with Fuller, that situation with Rapp. I'm not starting Rapp or Fuller this week.
No.
Start John Johnson for. So what about some defenses looked really bad or really good, ones that surprised you?
I got one.
Surprised that you can go ahead. It might be the same one I'm talking about, but go for it.
Actually, I don't know. It may or not be, but I mean, obviously they struggled a little bit in the first half. The Washington football team defense, they kind of got ate up in the first half by the Eagles there and Wentz and the tight ends. But towards the second half, I mean, Philly couldn't even move the ball.
Right.
Yeah, they stiffened up and they shut them down. I mean, part of that had to do with that front rush. Like they just took over that game.
I think that team's going to make a lot of teams' rushing attack look bad, and that's why when Sunday morning everybody was asking about, do I start Boston Scott or this guy? Like for me, it was almost always whoever the other guy was, just because I really thought that Washington team, their front seven is going to be really hard to run on all year for anyone.
And now they got Arizona this week, and I think that's going to be a real good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're going to have to get there because if not, I mean, their corners are a little susceptible. I think
They got to get there and they got to contain because Kyler Murray looked good rushing.
Yeah.
There's a prop bet that's over under 40 yards for Kyler. I said I think he's got that beat. He can get 40 yards on one scramble.
Yeah.
Another team, I thought Jacksonville's defense was impressive considering how much they traded away off of that team in the past 2 years. They actually looked pretty decent.
CJ Henderson was impressive.
Yeah,
there did some really good things. I that's one of the games on Game Pass that I rewatched, and Phillip Rivers is in complete YOLO mode. And he was much more responsible for the turnovers, I thought, than anything that Jacksonville was doing right. I'm curious to see them this week because Rivers might do that against a lot of defenses.
I think Rivers is done. He doesn't have an arm anymore. Like he's
done last year.
I know. I don't know why they paid him $25 million for that, but
it was familiarity. It's right.
I guess. Yeah.
Ryan and Sirianni were on the staff in San Diego with him as offensive coordinator and QB coach, and it's familiarity. And they thought they could bring him in, install that system. That's why I was really big on Nyheim Hines over the course of the offseason because I thought he was going to fill that Danny Woodhead role from that 2015 Chargers team.
Instead, Nyheim Hines is a goal line back. Who knew?
No, the same thing. In fact, I went back and watched a lot of the 2015 Chargers studying for that, and so I wasn't surprised by that. I think that's the exact role that he's in. I think he's not really competing with Taylor. I think I've talked about that a couple times on here, but
sorry to cut you off here. We got another one: Addison, Jarrell Casey, Leon Williams, Josh Sweat, JPP. Anybody over Calais is 61% of defensive snaps. I don't really care about Calais' 61% of snaps. I care about production.
I would take Addison over him. I would take Casey over him.
I'm thinking Josh Sweat too.
Yeah, Josh Sweat. And that's got to be Leonard Williams instead of Leon for the Giants.
Yeah,
See, I like Leonard Williams, but he scares me because he's just let us down so much in the past. So is this just a one-game showout?
Well, Leonard Williams has made a career of being a big name that underplays. That's overrated.
Right. So that scares me. Is this just a one game breakout and he's going to regress back to what we've seen him be in the past? So I don't think I would start him over Calais. But
Josh Sweat's numbers are coming down too because Derek Barnett's supposed to be back.
Okay.
So
and
I
I
don't
think
know.
Hargrave is close to being back too. I mean, I know Hargrave plays in the middle, but that's still going to be affect him a little bit.
I mean, out of these guys, I mean, JPP, I'd even probably start over Calais or Addison. If they're D line, I mean, JPP on the D line eligible. Yeah, I'd go there.
Yeah.
So let's see here. You guys nailed my LBs.
Of course we did.
I probably picked Shaq and Schobert.
I think that's who I picked too. Yeah.
I'm rolling with Shaq and Schobert again because
until they fall. Yeah. I mean, why not?
I think they're both in the best IDP situations. Kirksey
Kendricks is not going to keep that going. I mean, he had
apparently
a good week.
Chris Barnes is better than Christian Kirksey. Shout out to my buddy Chris Barnes, whose name is spelled completely differently than the other Chris Barnes. But anyway, Kendricks, I mean,
he had a good week, but he's not doing that again.
He's an LB2,
right?
Consistently, he's not exciting to me when I'm starting somebody. Jabril Peppers or Jeremy Chin? I'm going Peppers, but interesting factoid, and Daryl can attest to my factoid the other day. And this was actually one of the lines in my article that's supposed to drop tomorrow is guess who played 100% of snaps, even though he didn't technically start, I guess, for them. I guess he did if he played 100% of snaps. The answer is Jeremy Chin and Justin Burris and Trey Boston. So we talk about 3 safety sets against the Raiders. The Carolina Panthers played 3 safety sets. So,
right.
New Orleans might roll out the same kind of thing against this team. But yeah, Jeremy Chin, I think if you need to start him, start him. If you don't need to, I'd use some patience.
Yeah.
And if you get return yardage, you definitely start in Peppers.
B. Hartley's asking about Chin. How many snaps did he play in the box? A majority of his, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but a majority of them were in the box. He also played some corner. He also played some along the D line. He played all over the place.
He's going to be so damn good.
The one thing about him that may concern me is he may be labeled an outside linebacker as soon as next year. Which doesn't really – I mean, I don't say that's bad. And not that it's going to be bad. It's just as a safety, that's so valuable.
All right.
Position scarcity-wise, I don't really like him as a linebacker. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Chin played some linebacker too. Yeah, I mean, when you're a linebacker in the box, it's kind of like Malcolm Jenkins kind of is a safety, but he plays a lot of the snaps in the box as a linebacker, basically. Going back to some here, yes, the Jaguars ended almost all of my Survivor leagues. I was smart and diversified a little bit. I took the Bills in one league because they were playing the hapless Jets. So, yes, the Jaguars ended almost all of my Survivor leagues. Wow, I'm hearing myself.
That was me on accident.
Somebody tell me there's not 2 Dans because I quit if there is.
We're coming to get you. Calais versus Houston and Deshaun Sachs Watson. Yeah, and I get that. I think it's more likely Judon and Bowser and those guys though, and Blitzen Queen and Harrison though.
Yeah, but if you go back and look what Kansas City did, Chris Jones and Frank Clark, they had a good rush against him last week. So yeah, I think if you're looking for a matchup to play Calais, I don't know that this is not a good one to play. I mean, that they can't guard the interior. We saw that last week against Kansas City. Of course, Kansas City is an elite defense, but still, I mean, you pick your matchups a lot of times. So
I'm not playing Calais Campbell unless it's a deep league and I'm
right.
Maybe I lost Danielle Hunter. Maybe that's why I'm starting him. But I mean, I'm not gonna
Yeah, I wouldn't go out of my way. No.
I'm not going out of my way to play a 3-4 D end unless his name's JJ Watt. Flex 2, Bush, Murray, or May? Probably Bush and May.
Definitely Bush.
Murray did okay. I don't think he lit up the stat sheet.
I think I got to go May here, too. Bush and May, I would go there.
That's what I said.
This ain't all about you, damn it.
I already said that. You're agreeing with me.
That's out. You're out. Hobbs is in.
Keep saying that.
Or Dingus, whoever he is. Hobbs, Dingus, whoever he is.
He had 4 tackles and 4 assists. So, I mean, he had an okay game. But, you know, he'll get to play, especially with Tranquil going for the season. So,
yeah.
What do you think in Dynasty, top 24 potential? I like him. I have him in a bunch of places. He's been resting on my taxi squad on a lot of those teams, but
I like it. Yeah, I do. Top 24, I definitely like him because they're going to use him in a variety of ways. Yeah, him.
I play him in deep leagues that I need to play him in. So, I mean,
I think we've not even seen anywhere close to what he's going to be. So, yeah, definitely like him.
That was a defense that I thought was a little surprising. With all the COVID opt-outs and things like that, I sort of wondered if they'd struggle more than they did. But that Patriots defense looked really good.
Yeah, they did. I think they don't miss those older guys. I mean, I know that's what they've had for years, but Belichick knows how to bring in these youngsters and where to use them, how to use them. I think it's different on offense, but his defense, he's always been able to move players around, put them where he wants them, and he's going to get the best out of you on defense. I think defensively, he's always going to put out good players.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't see more of Duggar.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing him on the field, but he didn't really get too much playing time, if any.
I mean, we saw Winovich, we saw Uche, we saw Jennings,
Adrian Phillips, and McCourty, basically.
And maybe in that secondary, he wants that veteran presence back there with the McCourtys and whoever Dan just said.
Adrian Phillips.
So J.C. Jackson, I think he wants that veteran group, so maybe that allows him to play some of the younger guys up front.
Yeah. J.C. Jackson had a pretty good day.
He did.
2 passes, defended a pick, and 2 tackles.
Yep.
Going up against Seahawks. Let's see how that matchup goes.
I'm really curious to see how Seattle's defense with Jamal Adams, because they looked spectacular last week. But I'm curious to see how they look against this new transformed offense of New England, because we're not used to seeing that in New England, what they were doing with this. That's a whole different thing. So,
do you know who the Seahawks practice against every day? And I'm not saying Russell Wilson is as physical stature-wise as Cam Newton, but
I know they practice against him, but that's not what you're used to.
Their zone read more than probably any other team in the NFL.
Right. I'm just saying that's a different look than what we're accustomed to seeing from New England. I mean, we've not seen this from them.
Well, Seattle only plays New England once every couple of years. So, I mean, not like they study New England like they would the 49ers or the Cardinals.
Well, they probably should, or they'd have won a Super Bowl, Hey, that's why you throw it on 1st and goal from the 1, whatever.
Darrell Bevel for trying to think he's a genius.
Don't you dare blame Darrell Bevel.
Damn ball to Marshawn Beast Mode Lynch.
You just hate Darrell Bevel because his name's Darrell.
I just hate Darrell Bevel because he cost us a back-to-back Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's why I hate Darrell Bevel, because if he was just smart and gave the ball to Marshawn Lynch, we would have.
It's funny how ironic both of our teams have lost the Super Bowl by a freaking yard. Me and you, both of our teams.
Basically.
On a pass, no less.
Basically.
Hey, what's the name of that linebacker, Hollywood? Do you remember the name? That made the tackle?
Pass?
The one that made the tackle.
I can see it right now. Oh my God, I can't remember his name. It's I was sick to my stomach for like a week. Oh, what was his freaking name? I say Robert Poche, but that's not right. That's not right. God, I can't. What is it? I can't think of it right now. My brain is just.
We got it in the chat. Sean's got it.
I'm a little late to the party here.
Yes, Mike. Oh my God, I was so sick. I don't even think I. Oh my God, I can still see that. It's like it happened yesterday. McNair deserved that Super Bowl more than anybody we ever had on our team. He deserved that shit.
We got some other questions rolling in. I went to go look at some of my leagues here. Ben Hartley. I'm just being honest. trying to put. I did pull up some stuff to see where Kenneth Murray was and stuff like that while I was there. AJ Johnson or Kendricks. AJ Johnson.
Johnson.
Denver against Pittsburgh. I mean, Minnesota's playing the. Who are they playing? We did the games the other day, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Denver's playing Pittsburgh.
I said that.
Minnesota's playing Indianapolis.
Indy.
I still take Johnson.
Yeah, I'm going Johnson.
And I think Johnson, he's an LB2, but he could push for that back end LB1. I really do, because they're going to rely on him a lot this year.
Yeah, Winovich is playing. Maybe he's the Kyle Van Noy replacement.
I see Winovich being the old Rob Ninkovich role.
Which is what Kyle Van Noy played.
Yeah, but Van Noy wasn't what Ninkovich was. I mean, he was.
Kyle Van Noy was an afterthought, and then Belichick traded it for like a bag of footballs that were worn and destroyed and deflated.
Very true.
And then, like how I threw the deflated in there too.
That's because you're a hater, though. That's because you're a hater.
And then he made him into like one of the best linebackers in the AFC East. So,
yeah.
Hollywood going to go 0-2 in the Autism Speaks Invitational.
Whatever. Next.
Did you even set your lineup, Hollywood?
I did.
Oh.
Hey, you worry about your own.
I gotta go check my lineup.
Don't be worried about what I'm doing. You worry about yours.
We're playing each other a couple times this week, Daryl.
Well, I'm beating your ass both times, let me tell you.
Hayward, Buckner, Montez, Sweat. Sweat.
Definitely Sweat.
Sweat, then Hayward, then Buckner from JHPP.
Who did Indianapolis have?
The Vikings.
Minnesota.
Ooh, yeah, I'd agree with Dan. Hayward and
Sweat, Hayward. Buckner.
I mean, JPP will be close, but I think it's Sweat and Hayward.
Yeah.
See, I'm going Sweat Buckner.
Well, it depends. Is this position specific? I mean,
if you're looking Sleeper, Sleeper doesn't do that, even though they told me they were going to.
I see that now. Yeah, so Sweat and Hayward for me, yeah.
They told me, oh, yeah, we'll have that. And then, we're a year later and still no position-specific designations.
You know,
they have them listed. They just don't let you set up a league like that.
You know what? I like some of what Sleeper does, but, man.
Yeah, they definitely did add DTs and CVs in there.
They did, and me and Dan talk. I feel like me and Dan speak about this every single week on IDP Nation. My fantasy league is where it's at. I mean, some people have a hard time when they first begin, but I think once you kind of fiddle with it a little bit, it's a no-brainer, man. They are way ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have mascots and they don't have pretty stuff. But
does that win you fantasy games? Hell no, it don't. I mean, you're trash talking and shit like that. Come on.
It's fun, but I mean, you can do it like that on MFL. You just have to click around a few times to do it.
I don't even need MFL for that. I have a personal chat with you. I can call you a douche-tard every week if I want to.
That's true.
I think the thing I like about Sleeper is it's got I like the chat function on it. Like that really, I think, helps a league when you got that communication in there. And some of the stuff is funky. Like, they have projections for guys that are on the IR, and I wish they'd clean some of that stuff up.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
I like the chat function, but then, like, I don't know. If I'm at work and I get 5,000 sleeper messages, I'm like, I'm not checking this, dude. Like, sorry. Like, whatever your conversation was that you guys had.
A lot of people get on me because I don't do a lot on Sleeper, but it's like Dan just said, 5,000 messages.
Yeah,
I have all my Sleeper leagues muted. I really do because I'm just.
That's why you never know when you're up to draft.
never.
God dang it! I don't draft every day. I hate you.
During the summer, you did.
I hate you.
But yeah, who did I didn't try to pick up somebody. Did I pick up?
So I did a trade this week. Let me get over here to it. Actually, I did it just a couple of days ago, and it pained me to do this. And Dan, you might be in this league. Are you in the Path to Armageddon league?
I am. I'm on the other side, so I probably didn't get the notification of this trade. I'm the villain.
Yeah, that's
I
what
had Negan with my baseball bat over my shoulder.
Yes, so I'm in the hero. Give me just a second here. I can't believe that I traded him in that league.
Who'd you trade?
I traded Aaron Donald.
You've been telling people to trade him, so I don't know why you're
I
sad.
have.
You've taken your own advice.
Yeah, but you know the scoring in this league. Defensive tackles score huge. So
not as high as corners, for Christ's sake. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, I know corners are crazy, but here was the deal.
I looked at the corner scoring. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm nobody. Like 5 passes defended, and they have 5,000 points. I'm like,
Jesus.
So I traded Aaron Donald, Zach Moss, and Alan Lazard.
The Lazard King.
Yes. And in return, I got Ndamukong Suh, Robert Woods, and Derwin James.
So you're tanking is what you're saying.
No, I'm not tanking. I needed receiver help for one.
You definitely got that, I think.
Who's the receiver you got?
Think so? I got Robert Woods.
Yeah,
So it was
Donald
Donald
today too, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It was Donald, Zach Moss, the Buffalo rookie running back, and Alan Lazard for Ndamukong Suh, Robert Woods, and Derwin James. Now I know James is hurt, going to be out a while, but
Are you starting Sue? Is he gonna replace Donald for you?
let's see here. I can tell you real quickly. I've got so many leagues I have to look at my roster.
Yeah.
Let's see. Defensive tackle. Now that that Donald is gone, he could be a start each week. I have a Jonathan Allen. I have Poona Ford, Maurice Hurst, Malik Jackson, Dontari Poe, Jerry Tillery, Shy Tuttle. So, yeah, I mean, depending on the week, he could be a starter because I think we start, Dan, 2 or 3?
Something like that.
He's not my number one starter. I guess Jonathan Allen's my number one guy now. But I definitely needed the wide receiver. That's why I went with it because I was super weak at wide receiver. Before the trade, my best receiver was Michael Gallup. Yeah, Michael Gallup was my best receiver.
I like Gallup.
Yeah, I like Gallup too, but I don't think he's a true fantasy number one. But so I needed the stud one guy.
I think he's the most stable out of the Dallas wide receivers.
I do too.
I have him 20 in my dynasty rankings. Wide receiver.
Cooper is good when he's good, but he's terrible when he's out of like he has some games where he disappears off the stat sheet. And CeeDee Lamb, I think, is going to be a home run hitter, but
yeah. So I'm assuming all y'all like the trade that I did, proving my trade.
Yeah,
sweet.
I like Woods. The Woods, man.
I mean, I really hated to give up Donald because in that league, as Dan said, he scores crazy points. But considering what I needed and what I got back, I think I come out pretty good.
You stole his name.
Yeah. And like I said, he's peaked. He's never going to hit that 20-sack season again. It's not going to happen. So
we got to start set question: Buckner or Wilkins at D tackle? JP.
Wilkins.
You're gonna DeForest Buckner. You're gonna
Wilkins.
start Wilkins over DeForest Buckner
This week, yeah, Wilkins.
Who's Miami playing? Buffalo.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not starting Wilkins over Buckner.
Who did we say the Colts had? Minnesota, is that right?
Yeah.
Wilkins.
Where is it? Where's the game? Is it in Miami or Buffalo?
It's in Miami.
Hmm.
I don't care. I'm not starting Christian Wilkins over DeForest Buckner. Wilkins had a good game the other day.
He's only starting one. If it's defensive tackle, they're only starting one D tackle.
Question: you're saying this or this, and this or this. So I'm going DeMarcus Lawrence.
Okay.
I know.
I'll give you that. If it's one, I'll give you Buckner. But if it's more than one, you're starting both of them.
Well, yeah. It's not a start sick question if you can start both.
Start sit that. I hate you.
I'm rolling with DeMarcus Lawrence.
See, I like Calvin. He's so good. You suck.
Everybody that's on the show is apparently better than me. But
They are. There's no apparent to it. It's true. It's a
Buckner,
fact.
I'm going Buckner and DeMarcus Lawrence.
Ooh, defensive end.
Tampa is playing the Panthers, I believe.
Who does Dallas have?
Dallas has the Falcons. I think that the Falcons.
Yeah, but I don't.
Benson Mayoa got a sack, for Christ's sake.
I know, but wouldn't you have expected Lawrence to do so much better last week with Alden Smith having the game he had, though? I mean, come on.
Well, that's why probably Alden Smith had a good game, because they left him alone and focused all their energy on Lawrence. I think Lawrence will eventually break through. I mean, a lot of trash on him this past week about getting paid and getting lazy.
Yeah, there was. There was.
A lot of that going around Twitter. I'm going Buckner and Lawrence, though. Nothing against JPP, but
it sounds like you guys do have something against JPP. It sounds like you.
I like him. I mean, that's why I'm asking Dan. For me, I think I start JPP this week.
I still have faith in Lawrence to bounce back, but Casey Hayward or Keanu Neal?
Hayward.
Probably.
Wait a minute. Who did Chargers have?
I guess there's a flex. Casey Hayward.
Yeah, the corner for the
Sorry,
Chargers.
Neal.
Oh yeah, I'm leaning Neal as well.
I was thinking of Hayward that plays for the Steelers, the defensive end. So I was thinking. I'm like, why would this? I mean, I guess it would be a flex.
Who does Chargers have?
They're the Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
Oh, whoa.
See, but I don't know that Patrick Mahomes picks on Hayward when he plays the Chargers, though.
Yeah, in that case, I'm going Neal too.
Yeah. Look up.
Yeah, I'm going Neal here too. I think sometimes the matchup dictates it, but I'm going Neal.
I mean, if I am Patrick Mahomes, I am going to avoid Casey Hayward as much as humanly possible, because the rest of the secondary can be had very easily. I'd go Keanu Neal. Woods is a great pickup. I think you made the right choice. Did you make that trade with him? Is that why?
No, actually, I made it. You know him, our buddy Sean Duget, that's in a bunch of Ivan's leagues.
Okay. Yeah, I like Woods. Woods is one of the, and nothing. This is not a question of his manliness or sexiness in that way, but in fantasy, he's not. But he had like 5 catches before the first quarter was over the other day.
I know, and then
like
he disappeared.
He gets fed constantly, and well, yeah, but I mean. There you go. He got you 5 points with it, with like 40 yards. He got you 9 points without even doing anything.
Right. I mean, I hated to give up Donald, but what I needed at wide receiver, it was too much for me to pass up. I had to do that. Sure, I'm going to have to wait on Derwin James, but my safeties are going to be awesome when he comes back.
Ben's agreeing with us a lot here. Gallup, I like him as very consistent.
See, that's why we like Ben. He agrees with us. He's not like Sean.
Gallup being the most consistent Dallas wide receiver is there.
I think so too.
I think he's going to have a great game against the Falcons this week.
I do too.
I don't think there is a next Luke Kuechly to answer this question. Is Shaq Thompson the next Kuechly? There is no next Kuechly. I think.
But I think he's performed very well in that role. I agree. Yeah. He's not the next Kuechly, but yeah.
IDP wise, he'll be good, but
he'll be good.
NFL, he's not Kuechly.
And he's learning from Kuechly. Ain't that his coach now? So.
Yep.
Well, Kuechly is more of a scout. He may contribute into.
He's there for advice.
He's an advisor and a scout. He's not.
Yeah. But I'm sure he picks his brain a little bit. So
he's been picking his brain for the past 4 years. They've played together.
Right.
I mean, but saying there's a next Kuechly, I mean, Kuechly is honestly probably, I think he's Hall of Fame worthy.
I think he is too. It's a shame that injuries hit him because I think he is a Hall of Famer.
If Carolina won that Super Bowl, I think it'd be a slam dunk.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But I mean, he was the most dominant IDP linebacker of the decade.
I mean, he was good.
And that's coming from somebody who loves Bobby Wagner. So, I mean,
kind of cut from that same mold. I agree with you on that. Yeah.
I know the Pro Football Hall of Fame doesn't care about IDP, but tackle wise, I mean, he racked up the tackles.
But don't you kind of get the feeling that he's one of the few that, even though maybe his career was cut a little short, he's still going to be a very valuable option for the Hall of Fame? I think he is. I think he gets in.
I don't know. I'm not sure who failed here. I'm a little behind in the chat, so I don't know. I'm guessing Daryl failed because
I never fail ever. You remember that, Sean? Ever.
Houston or Autry? Houston.
Houston.
No doubt.
I wonder if that's our boy Brock.
Did you guys see Kenny Clark's out?
I did. You know, he got hurt. I saw he got hurt in the game the other day. I guess, yeah.
His groin injury. They're going to have him sit Sunday.
I got some lineup decisions I got some ads to make because I'm not going to have any healthy defenders on some of these teams. That was a quick answer on Wilkins, Daryl. And yeah, I don't know. You'd start 2 D tackles, but the rest of my roster, I mean,
okay, see, that's my question. If you can start 2 D tackles, who's the other one that you're starting?
Well, it's not that. It's who is he flexing at linebacker or safety or wherever else?
No, he says his question was Wilkins or Buckner.
Yes, because he's going to run a 3-4. He's going to run 1 defensive tackle and then 2
says start 2 defensive tackles.
You're not understanding. You play in these leagues on my fantasy league.
You call yourself a teacher. You're supposed to explain better.
He can start 2. However, he's got a better linebacker than either one of those guys.
He didn't say that.
He did say that.
He's asking which one guy to play. That means he's only starting 1. Means the rest of his lineup's set. He wants 1 guy to play defensive tackle.
I want to see this lineup. I really do. I mean, I get what you're saying. He can start 2, but he's only
post your lineup in the chat. So Daryl,
because I almost feel like there's somebody on his roster that we can move out here.
99% of the time, I don't start 2 D tackles unless it's required.
I get you. I understand that, but I'm curious now to see this roster.
Yeah, I mean, JPP is not bad. It's just, I don't know.
I like JPP better as a defensive end, if that's where
he's defensive line qualified in this league.
So yeah.
I don't know that there's a guaranteed sack coming, though.
No, there's not.
And there never is a defensive line, but
you know what there is guaranteed? He'll blow his fingers off at the 4th of July.
Well, the fingers are already gone.
Well, he still has a few more.
Maybe Atlantic watches film and rolls coverage to Alden. I mean, possibly. You don't want to overreact by watching film and saying, okay, now we just got to go against Alden Smith and Lawrence.
Right, and we can't overreact and expect Alden Smith to do this every week. I mean, he come out and lit the world up week 1, but again, what did we say earlier? Don't overreact week 1.
Yes.
So
that's you see a lot of dumb trades being made,
do. I mean,
and you just shake your head.
Especially when fantasy managers lose week 1, they're like, "Oh, frick this team! It sucks. I'm trading everybody. You're out of here." And actually, their team's pretty good, and if they just be patient and stick with it, they're probably going to win. A lot of games. And I've been guilty of it too in the past. I'm like, you know what? Screw this. You're out. You're out. And then I'm like, what did I do?
You can't play with emotions. Play with your brain, man. I played my home league, and I've talked about my home league a lot on IDP Nation. One team crushed. Like, they had Aaron Rodgers, they had Tyler I think they had Lockett, they had Devontae Adams. They had a bomb squad going on Sunday. They blew the other team out.
Right.
My team and the team I was playing were neck and neck. We were tied at like 220 points. And this is a very conservative defensive league. Like, you don't see a lot of huge defensive numbers out of this league.
Right.
We were tied going into Monday night. And I had A.J. Brown, which, thanks, A.J. Brown. He didn't do enough for me.
Don't blame him.
And he had Blake Martinez and I think Jarrell Casey.
Oh, Blake Martinez. Oh.
So,
you got roasted, didn't you?
I got beat, and I had the third highest score, and it would have beaten everybody else in the league except for the one guy that killed everybody.
Don't you hate that, though, when your score is so high and you lose, and you're looking at the other scores and you're like, I would have beat him, I would have beat him, I would have beat him, and I'm just like, are you freaking?
I hate that, but then it lets me know what my team is one of the best in the league, and
yeah, but how many fantasy managers look at that? They look at they lost, and they're ready to ship off parts left and right. They don't really look at, hey, 16 teams, and I was the third best scoring team in the league. I just happened to get beat.
Dynasty. The Minnesota Vikings lost a football game. Are they going to go trading Dalvin Cook? They might want to trade Kirk Cousins, but are they going to go trade Dalvin Cook and Harrison Smith and Danielle Hunter? Are they just going to start shipping parts off just because they lost a football game? I mean, it's a patience game. You got to be patient. You got to know when to trade. You got to know when to do that stuff.
Right.
You can't just get mad at a guy because they, did nothing. You got to look at why did they do nothing. Did they do nothing like Willie Gay because they didn't have any defensive snaps? That's the reason they didn't play. It's not his. You look at opportunity and you say, okay, I'm just not going to start him next week, but you got to play wait and see, which is actually one of the purposes of my rookie article, is to tell you which rookies you can safely just throw out there in your lineups and which ones you want to temper expectations and kind of pump the brakes on.
Oh, you mean the article I tried to steal away from you?
Yes, the article you tried to steal away. I put my foot down and said, I'm actually writing something, God damn it, Daryl. Let me write something.
Man, I remember you telling me that, and I swear, for the life of me, I just didn't remember.
And then
I was like, yeah, I've got this.
Later, he's like, hey, I got this great idea for a rookie article.
I put a tweet out. I was like, what information do you want? And Dan's like, dude, that's my article. And I was like, son of a bitch.
He only writes 10 articles a week, so,
Hey, I'm greedy like that.
I don't care what Daryl says. I like Sean. Sean like Sean?
Sean like Sean. He's like T.O. I love me some me.
Lamb has dynasty appeal. I like CeeDee Lamb. I just was never in a position to get much of him. I may have him in one place.
I think Amari Cooper is third fiddle on that team. I mean, I know he's number one, but he will be. I mean, Gallup's solid, and I think Lamb will be good. I think it makes it easy for them to part with Cooper in the future. Those two.
It threw me off that Cooper got 14 targets last week, though.
I know.
I was not expecting that.
Well, you know, when Andy Dalton takes over as quarterback of that team.
Oh, I can only hope. Please let that happen. Oh, my
Well,
God.
no, I was just joking because Dak might price himself out. Although if he plays, I mean, really, the pass interference at the end of that game was kind of eh.
Yeah, that was
Ramsey did a nice sell job on that.
Yeah.
Superstar call there in LA in their brand new stadium.
Right.
But yeah. Pick 2 LBs. Evans versus Jacksonville. I'll stop there. As long as he doesn't punch anybody, probably.
Oh, my God. I could have drove to Nashville when he done that. I could have drove to Nashville and just freaking buried him at the 50-yard line.
It wouldn't have done you any good to drive to Nashville.
Well, wherever the hell he was at.
They were in Denver.
Okay, I'll drive to damn Denver. Why you got to be so technical, you asshole?
I could just see Hollywood on TV.
Unless you were meeting them at the plane after the game.
Point being, oh my God, I was like, what is he doing? That was almost as bad as the Detroit Jamie Collins. I was like, what in the hell? Come on. Really? You're going to eject him from the game for that? I mean, really?
Yeah.
But Evans, that changed the game from the start right there. That really did. So
they cost me some money, but they still won. I don't bet a lot. Zadarius Smith versus Detroit, getting back to the question. Shaq Thompson versus Tampa. Trevathan versus the Giants.
Evans and Thompson.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Evans and Shaq. I like saying Shaq, so I'm going to go Shaq.
Boom, Shaq.
So here's a question that I got from somebody on the IDP Nation Twitter handle. And I'll answer the question here. But I'll get your guys' opinion here. Quick question, if you're not too busy. This was at 1:56 p.m. I was pretty busy at 1:56 p.m.
Yeah, I was covered up.
From A. Santana. Wonder if it's like Santana that plays the guitar. But anyway, looking to trade. By the way. Looking to trade Everson Griffin and Trevathan for either Kirksey or David in order to pick up Josh Sweat. Big play scoring. Who would I prefer, Kirksey or Levante David?
David.
I think that's a slam dunk. David.
Who's he trading again? Kirksey and who?
He's giving up Everson and Trevathan.
All day for David. Yeah. All day. Uh-oh. Calvin said, I got to hear this. You just don't.
If you knew Kirksey was just going to stay healthy, would that be closer?
No, not for me.
No?
I think David's a much better
guarantee. You know, like he got an immunity spirit or something like
turn injuries off in Madden when you just turn that button down.
I mean, I get the appeal with Kirksey if he can stay healthy. I do get that, but man, David he's such a better player.
Yeah.
I don't know that Kirksey's an LB1 or will be an LB1. I think David is, and that's kind of where it hits me right there.
Yeah.
David's an LB1. He's got more years than Trevathan left in him.
Right.
So that helps too. Hey, it's me on the big TV. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, good God.
I'm on my Twitter feed here.
Did your phone break?
SmackDown's up there, and I'm up there. We're live, apparently. Did you know we're live?
No, I thought this was pre-recorded.
It might be.
Are we live in front of studio audience?
We might be.
Oh, damn. Well, three of the four of us are. Three of the four of us are live.
Yeah,
I'm not sure where Z-Max is.
I'm just a talking black screen.
Well, last week we did have somebody from the future.
Oh, we did. We had time travel. It was great.
But did you go back?
AJ was at Saturday morning already.
No, we didn't go back.
We were stuck in Friday night.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
That joke never gets old to me for some reason. It's like an old dad joke.
Dad jokes are the best, though.
I love AJ. AJ's one of our greatest. I love it. I try so hard not to laugh and giggle because of his accent. I can't help it. It just makes me smile every time.
Here's a question for anybody that's overseas. Oh, what is it? My son's been obsessed with watching a YouTube clip from Nick Jr. And it's got some kind of strawberry kind of Ovaltine stuff.
Damn. You didn't say Ovaltine. I done went back to the Christmas.
Well, it's not Ovaltine exactly. It's what is it? It's got a cat on the bottle too, like a Swika.
What the hell are you talking about?
Find it and pull it up and play it on the side here.
I should. I'll bring it up here on the YouTube. It's probably saved in my YouTube because I'm probably signed in under.
This has got to be some Amish bullshit. Has to be.
Oh no, it's either British or Australian. I can't pick the. I can't pick out the. What you call it, the accent. I can't get the accent in my head that like.
Okay.
Nick Jr. Let's see. Nick Jr. This is thrilling.
You know, this is an IDP.
Have a conversation about bringing this up here.
Damn, we stepped back into third grade here.
We did here. You guys can kind of, start talking and.
We could, but you've screwed us up here, so we don't know what to do. You're the leader with your Atlanta Hawks back there.
Go see Hawks. I'll just have to put C.
Oh, we see them. Time's ticking.
Crush it. Crush it.
That's
It's
right.
crush it. Crush it time.
Anticipation.
What
Yes,
in
Crush
the
it.
hell are you talking about, Crusher?
It's a commercial.
See this. This better be a great clip here.
Yeah, if it's
not.
not, I am roasting your ass if it's not.
It's not very good. It's on Nick Jr. 2. Do we know what Nick Jr. 2 is here?
Jesus, there's a Nick Jr. too?
There's a Nick Jr. 2 here.
What the hell?
How many? You know those that now that's what I call music. How many CDs they've had?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Now that's what I call music. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you ready for this wonderfulness? I'll share the screen again here.
This is going to be great. I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded.
It's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible, but it'll be worth it.
I'm
Not
curious
quite-
now. You've got my
Not quite
interest.
as worth it as. So here you go. Here's
Kelvin
the
and Bobby,
crush.
was that a Rolling Rock?
It's a crusher.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
So here we go.
Crusher, what? In milkshake. See, I can't even.
Where's the sound?
What in the hell? Ooh, there's fire. Fire, fire, fire. That's great.
Oh.
It's not milk in a bag.
I have no what idea this is, but
Kind
I'm
of like Nestle's Quick.
Crusher. I have honestly never heard of this ever.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm asking. Is it British? Is it Australian?
Is it even human?
But I guess, but I guess you could not even.
Oh shit!
You guys couldn't hear it, could you?
No.
No.
Okay. The Brits. Okay, somebody said Brits, so it must be
Should've known.
British. It's on Nick Jr. 2, like TOO, not the
Damn.
number.
They're just like the freaking Amish.
So crush it time. Yes, this is the kind of crap my son watches on YouTube, and he watches it nonstop. So it will be like he'll watch it, rewind it, watch it, rewind it, watch it, rewind it. And
Now that we're on cartoons, I gotta ask: do any of you ever remember El Tigre?
El Tigre. Is that from Thundercats?
No, this was the name of the cartoon. If you don't know, look it up. It's called
Yeah, I don't
El
know.
Tigre. It was on Nickelodeon. It is fabulous.
I want to go back. Can we talk about Nick Jr. too? Because
Oh shit!
what was that meeting like where somebody was like, you know what we really need?
We need a second Nick Jr.
Another Nick Jr.
And Nick Jr. 2, but not spelled like the number. Like also.
Okay, we need to get back on track real quick, or this show is going down the shitter. I'm just saying.
We still have 9 viewers despite our ramblings of Crusher. And
Now that's impressive. We
That
went
is
to Crusher
That is-
and Nick Jr. too, and we still have 9 viewers. We love all 9 of you. Whoever you are, we love you.
Ben says this is not pre-recorded unless all 4 of you are mind readers.
You never
Mind
know.
power. Mind power.
Oh Lord.
That might be what it is.
I'm gonna quick
Nate's
shout,
gonna fire us all.
shout out to Ben here for the. But one of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid was Rocket Power. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Rocket
But-
power.
I think that was a little after my time. I think you're
Yeah,
a
I
little
think so,
younger
too.
than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl's older than all of us, so he's
Really? Why you gotta go? See, that's some bullshit. Why you even got to do that?
cuz.
No way. How old are you, Daryl?
Does he watch
43.
Blink? No, not
I'm
me.
close.
We watch a lot of stuff.
How old are you?
We watch people play Uno.
I'll be 40 in February.
Okay, cool.
Jeez.
You're older than me. Actually, no.
Oh,
we
God.
are this about the same age. I'm
I'm
February 10th.
39. Are
I'm
you?
30. Yeah, February
So I'm-
10th.
So I'm betting
That's
Z
old.
Mags is the youngster of the
Wait,
group.
what's the date there? Who's older?
4 days older than you then.
Yeah, you
Ooh.
guys got a decade on me.
Or no, you'd be the 6th then.
Yeah.
See, that's why Z Mags is a baby. If we've got a
Yeah.
decade on him, he's the baby.
Yep, 29.
My cartoons
Wow.
were like Rescue Rangers, like you remember that?
Rescue Rangers. I love that show.
Fraggle Rock.
So we actually have an actual question here besides
Yes, please, please.
redraft trade question. Redraft. So that changes things for me a little bit. Carson or Gallup and Akers?
Chris Carson?
Yeah, I'd stick
I'm sticking to Carson.
Carson. Yeah, because I mean, in redraft, Akers could. I mean,
Ooh, I don't know. I'm with you on Carson, but
sell
To
high
get-
on Carson. Maybe.
yeah, I know. But I mean, if you're seriously considering Gallup and Akers, that kind of tells me that you're super weak at wide receiver, right?
That's what I would think.
Wouldn't that be your initial assessment that you're kind of good at running back, that you can give up Carson, that you need that receiver? So I'm curious to see what his depth is at those 2 positions.
I mean, it's
I'm-
fair. I would say it's fair.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I mean,
It just depends on what you need more. Do you need a running back that's gonna? I mean,
if you're going
Honestly-
solely on upside, I think you go Gallup and Akers.
honestly, Akers could be more relevant than Carson by the end of the year because Rashawn Petty could be back by the end of the year. They have Hyde there. They had Homer playing the other day. They like DJ Dallas. So I mean, it could get kind of messy towards the end of the year.
Yeah,
Whereas
it could get
Akers
ugly there.
takes over that backfield by the end of the year.
True.
Akers destroyed him in carries in week 1. I mean, Carson had 6 carries. Akers had 14.
Yeah.
Carson also had like 6 catches, which was completely
Yeah.
out of character for
And
him.
I also think it depends.
It wasn't like they were designed like they wanted to get him the ball in the air. There was a lot of screens. Like it was, I don't know. That was a weird usage for Carson.
It was. He's not normally that dude, but I guess when Penny's not there and Hyde isn't really that dude either. So I mean, I mean, Carson is, and I am guilty of this. I think Carson's like
He's
Like,
what?
I think Carson's almost 30. He's only like 25.
He's 25. Yeah.
So, like, I have this vision of him probably because he's been playing with the Seahawks for like the past like 3 or 4 years, I think.
So it almost kind of tells me it's either win now or future. If it's win now, you go
yeah.
Carson. Future,
Oh,
you go Gallup
it's
and Akers.
redraft. It's always win now.
Redraft. I
Dan,
didn't see that. Sorry.
Click on his follow up. You absolutely make this trade. He's got Kamara. He's got Eckler. He's got Hunt. Yes.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah.
Make-
You definitely do it. Yes, absolutely.
Eckler had a bad week 1, but I don't think that's going to be.
I mean,
normal.
Eckler. Well,
Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
did
Yeah,
very
with
well.
the way Hunt looked last night, jeez.
You know, his 4 running backs outside of Carson are kind of similar in a way. They can all catch. They can all run. they're all used in that different variety. So yeah, you definitely make this trade. I think.
Yeah, he definitely
Absolutely.
is a wide receiver.
Oh God,
Yeah,
look at his
yeah.
receivers. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
I would start Gallup over
Probably all of those.
all of them. I mean,
Yeah.
Parker, if Fitz stays in there, Parker's healthy, that might be the only.
Yeah.
Because Edelman is going to be. Tom's not there to be buddy with him anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very different looking offense.
Yeah. So people who wrote all kids shows were on acid. You ever watch Go Gabba Yo Gabba Gabba? Those dudes were
Oh, my kids watched
No.
that. That was
Those dudes are just
the original dudes on acid with the HR puffin stuff, guys.
Ren and Stimpy.
Hey, now,
Yeah.
easy. You back up on Ren and Stimpy. That's good stuff.
Hey,
Right
don't
I
there.
can't believe you remember Ren and Stimpy.
Don't whiz on the electric fence, man. That was their game. They
was.
the articles for here.
Ren.
Stupid, fat, bloated idiot. We're bringing back the Nicktoons here. Didn't know Daryl had a mustache until like a week ago because it's so blonde or white, I can't tell.
It's actually blonde. It's actually
It's-
blonde. Ha ha, funny. Not.
See, his face gets so red once he's had a few.
Hey, IDP Bob, what up?
Yes, IDP Bob's coming in here trying to ruin our party with actual IDP questions here.
Get out of here. We're
I'm
talking
just
cartoons, Bob. Leave.
Yeah, we got to talk about Rap and Fuller. Oh,
Yeah, we kind of touched on that earlier. I said I'm avoiding both of them until it
Yeah,
got
I think you
straightened
got to
out
see
a
how
little
that
bit
plays
more.
out, really.
if I had to start one of them
I'd go Fuller, honestly.
right now, Fuller. If I had to choose,
If I had to go based off of week one, I'd start Fuller.
and then watch we start Fuller, and then Rap gets all the snaps, and then we're like, oh, yeah,
See
for
that?
sure, Rap.
I mean, I know we touched on it, but this is just so confusing to me. It has to be an injury with Rap, because, like I mentioned, in the first half they was running a completely different package on defense than what there was in the second half.
The
Once
second
they-
half, Rap was there.
Exactly, my point exactly. So maybe they were kind of just easing him back. Maybe it's just hard for me to believe that Taylor Rapp, the way he played last year, is not one of your best 11 players. I don't care who you got on the field.
You know what
Totally.
Taylor Rapp did? Taylor Rapp took a dump in a urinal. That's what he did. All right, that was the Chargers, wasn't it?
No, yeah, that's a Hard Knocks episode with
Hard Knocks.
Anthony Lynn.
That's the only Hard Knocks episode I saw. I didn't have HBO this year, so I saw one when I was on vacation, and that's the only one I saw.
Did y'all see where Sean McVay said that Fuller played himself into that role, that it wasn't injury or anything like that with Rap?
I did, but
Telling
man,
you,
I don't know. Something's just not adding up here. I don't know what it is, but something's just not adding up.
I told you, Rapp made eyes at Mrs. McVeigh, and
I need to see a picture of Mrs. McVay then.
need to watch Hard Knocks.
Okay, will do. I'll report back next week with my assessment on this.
Who's the most famous person with a blonde mustache?
Damn, I hope it's me.
That's easy. The Hulkster, man.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the second most famous person, though.
Let me tell you
you-
something, brother.
And you know what? That's okay, because in DGN, and I know Dan's probably in that league, it's a wrestling themed league of Ivans.
No, I'm not in that league.
My thing is Hollywood Hogan. He's all pumped up NWO with the blonde mustache. So yeah, I got that. Yeah, hell yeah.
There you go.
Yes, good luck with week 2. We got a few minutes. Last week I know we were cramming our plugs in. I don't think Hollywood got to speak because I think I am so riled up I had to mute him last week.
I have no doubt you had me riled up.
Which normally has to happen around here.
You guys already talked about the Browns and Bengals, right? When I was gone.
Yeah,
We
we
did.
spent a good hour talking about Browns and Bengals.
I just didn't know if you guys were messing around with Daryl at all about Myles Garrett. You know.
Hey. I'm just saying.
Well, it's 1-0, isn't it now?
It's 1-0, barely. I'll still, you know what? I'll still take that bet with the boss man.
Yeah, you know what? Nate was trying to say because of injury, let's call it off.
Yeah,
And
you know
Daryl's
what?
I'll
I'll spot him.
spot you 3 games.
Yeah, I'll spot your ass 3 games because I'm telling you, if this thing doesn't linger on and he comes back in week 3, I'm telling you, it's on. It's on.
The thing that can help Hunter, though, the thing that's going to help Hunter, I think, especially with what Daryl's saying, is I'm going to spot you 3 games. Is now Yannick is in Minnesota, and I honestly believe that will definitely help Daniil Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl's drinking like 5 different.
I saw
Go time.
He's looking around at all of his drinks like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I only got 7 sitting here. Come on now.
Is it 7? I can't see. 12, 8,
I had some
3.
kind of liquor going earlier. I don't know.
Yeah, right here. I got you.
Sorry,
Nice.
you, Dan.
Chicken peach, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
By the way, that is the bomb.
Well, they're not a sponsor of the show, so
I didn't say they was a sponsor. I just said it was the bomb.
It's a free plug, right there.
Free play.
you get 1 free. The next one you pay for.
1 free, because damn it. So
Hey, Daryl, I got a question for you.
I'm sure I've got an answer.
Is that a Tennessee Smokies hat?
It is. It
I like
most certainly is. I'm exactly about 45-minute drive from Sevierville where they're at. So, yeah.
I dig it. I dig that.
Yep.
Yes.
Beautiful ballpark. For a minor league team, that's a beautiful ballpark. Beautiful.
They have they're a pretty good team overall, too. So
Yeah, they're AA, Chicago Cub affiliate. Had the pleasure of seeing Chris Bryant down there, which was amazing.
Nice.
But it's like a tourist city. If y'all know ever heard of Dollywood and Sevierville, Pigeon Forge. So it's a big tourist attraction. But the Smokies, that's huge.
So we were actually talking some minor league baseball on Sunday before you start to sit.
So who's your all's minor league teams close to you all?
We have the who is it? The Iron
Pigs.
Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Yes.
Yeah.
And the Reading Phillies are not too far.
Iron Pigs is AA, right?
No, Iron Pigs is AAA. The
AAA.
Reading Phillies are AA.
Okay. What about you, Calvin?
So we had the New Orleans baby cakes, which is like the greatest thing.
Baby cakes.
That's the demented-looking thing that showed up at the
That's
at
great.
the Pelicans game, wasn't it?
Yes.
That is great.
But they actually went away. Like they left, and whoever owned it, I guess, moved them out. So my parents live in Pensacola, and the Pensacola Blue Wahoos are the Minnesota Twins AA affiliate.
Gotcha.
And they host the Braves a few times a year, and I'm a big Braves fan. And I have a 12-year-old and an 8-year-old who are obsessed with baseball, and
Awesome.
we get to go over there, stay with the grandparents. We went to 5 or 6 games last year, and it's so cool. You get a bunch of autographs. There's they're throwing you foul balls. Like to me, that's the minor league baseball experience is really cool.
Yeah, we actually have the Greenville Braves is to the east of me, like 45 minutes to the east. So yeah.
Actually, I forgot the closest team is the Wilmington Blue Rocks, which actually have had a lot of superstars go through there. Johnny Damon played for the Blue Rocks.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Is that a Red Sox affiliate?
No, it's a Royals affiliate.
Oh, okay.
He was traded, I guess, minor league.
Where'd you say? What Blue Rocks?
Wilmington, Delaware. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, actually, go for it. Go. My bad.
I say
go
Mike
ahead.
Moustakas, I think, played there. I think
A lot of those Royals came up through their system, so I bet that a lot of those Royals from that World Series team probably played there.
well, it's single A ball, so it's like
Ooh,
when
that's
you
low.
first start out, or but there have been a lot of good players roll through there.
So who you got, Z-Max?
I'm actually just live about 40 minutes away from the South Bend Cubs, the
Nice.
single A Cubs affiliate. So I go up.
Yes.
I try to get out there when I can. It's been a year for me since I've been out there, but yeah.
Well, I was wondering because you knew who
Yep,
this
I get to
was.
go out
You
there,
knew
and
this
their
was
field's called
Smokies.
Four Winds Field. It's a beautiful field.
Awesome.
Well,
So
I
Metro
came,
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
wearing
not close to go into a Tennessee Smokies game. We, my 12-year-old, we went up to Pigeon Forge when he was 10 to play at that Cal Ripken tournament right there.
Yeah.
And they were promoting the Tennessee Smokies. They were playing somebody one of those nights that we were there, and we almost went. We were planning to go, and just things came up and we couldn't. But
You should have, man. For a minor league game, whether you like the Cubs or not matters not. Just the atmosphere and the experience there, they really go all out. It's something I would recommend, definitely.
yeah.
So getting back to football, I don't know.
What, we're a football podcast?
Okay,
What the hell
okay,
happened
okay.
there?
Z-Mags, Trash Bisky, were you ready to throw him in the trash at halftime?
I missed the entire first half of the Bears game, so I was watching my nephew play Papa Warner. So, but yeah, I missed the entire first half. So by the time I got home and started watching TV, Trubisky was kicking some ass. So I was, I was good with that. And then honestly, like I've the more and more I think about it, I think the Bears purposely built their schedule the way they did, so Trubisky could build some confidence for himself. I mean,
They get the Giants this week, right?
Yep. So I think, the Giants usually play us pretty well, but I think I don't know. I think that that game helped Trubisky out, and we'll see what happens. If he can start off hot and stay hot, then we'll see. But
here you go. I want to show you something funny.
That's another 10-sack game for Blake Martinez.
So one thing about my fantasy league that I thought was hilarious is one of the things you can set on your homepage, or one of the things is your top 10 steals and top 10 busts from the draft. So just for Z-Mags here.
Uh-oh.
I'm so
run,
excited.
Z-Mags, run. He's picking on you, run.
Ready? Here is my steal in the 8th round. I drafted Mitchell Trubisky. It's a super flex league this year because he was a complete free agent. I took a chance on him as my 4th quarterback because I also got Herbert in this draft. So I can, but Herbert's not going to play this year probably because I think they're just happy grounding the ball out with Tyrod. But Mitchell Trubisky was the only steal of the draft because apparently Clyde Edwards-Helaire is just some dude.
Yeah, look at
right. Top 10 busts. Top 10 busts. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a bust, apparently, according to my fantasy league.
Wow.
But only 27 points. His score, he should have been the number 1 player. I think this is based off a redraft, is honestly what I think it's based off of. Because if you look at the score, he was ranked 38th overall in points probably, and they're expecting him to be number 1. So that's probably what the formula has to be.
Oh, yeah. So it was a rookie draft, I guess.
It was a rookie draft, and I guess this is taking a look as if it was a full redraft, I guess. But yeah.
I just think that this is trying to tell you guys something, so just be ready.
Yes. And did you see my transaction here? Just picked up Joshua Kelly off waivers. We have very shallow benches. Which I
had Josh Kelly in a couple leagues, and he is going to be so good.
I have been trying to get this league to expand rosters for basically since we started it, and it's a no-go. We voted for a taxi squad, and it got shot down. And I'm like, I just want a place I can stick all these players that I know about that you guys don't know about.
Hey, great! And this is a question that just hit me, and I'm glad you said that. I want to hear. I know me and Dan talk a lot, but I want to hear who Calvin and Z-Mags. Who's the one player IDP that nobody's talking about that you think should be?
And while you're answering that, you can also give your plugs in because we got to wrap up in about 5
go ahead, Calvin. We'll let you go first there. Calvin, Dingus, whoever you are.
Well, honestly, like we talked about him a little earlier, but I love if we're gonna call him Carter Johnson or we're gonna call him CD Deuce or whatever. Like I just
CD Deuce just sounds cool. So
yeah.
Wait a minute. I can't do the CD Deuce because My brain is thinking something clearly bad right here. I can't.
All right, let the man speak. He's got to plug his stuff here.
I'm not sure if it's him or if that's what we're going to nickname Odell Beckham from now on. I'm not sure.
Oh, good one.
But yeah, so definitely go check out this week. DynastyVipers.com had a complete makeover. It is B. Martzy did a great job on that. It looks fantastic. It was definitely at the point where it needed to be updated. It was through Wix before. Now it's 10 times better and looks great. Looks fresh and updated. I have a bunch of articles that are up there from over the off season, and then I've got 3 that I do a week. I've got breakdowns of different things. And so, yeah, follow me on Twitter at Calvin and Hobby. Check out my stuff over there. Check us out at the Dynasty Vipercast. Have a lot of fun over there talking about football, talking about what we're expecting for the week and things that came up. So over there with Dingus, or also maybe my clone. I'm not sure. Depends on who you believe. So
they have some secret technology where they can just screen share, and it's really they're in the same.
They do
from 2 different camera angles.
They're holding out on us. That's what it is.
Right. The lighting, you would never know it because the lighting is different. Probably look a little different.
That's just a trick y'all do.
It's camera tricks. That's all it is.
Movie magic. Z-Mags, how about you? What do you got going on?
You can find all my content at idpguys.org. My Twitter handle is at ZMagsIDP. I'm currently writing the injury reports for IDP Guys once a week, and Johnny's thinking about axing the start sit, but man, I'd hate to see that thing go, so I might take that upon myself to try to continue that. I'm not for sure on that, but I'm gonna have an answer for Joey and everybody here soon. But when it comes to an IDP player who I mean he's been talked about, but he's still underneath people's radar, and that's Malik Harrison, linebacker in Baltimore.
And he started too.
Yes, he did, and he had a pretty decent game. He had 4 tackles, but at the same time, I think he had some other plays. I'm trying to find it right now, but
that's going to be one of the best combos in football for the next
the linebacker goes, yes.
Queen Harrison, yeah.
Queen definitely impressed me, but I still think there's a chance that Harrison by the end of the season will lead.
Oh yeah, it's almost like they're a perfect fit. Their games are so different, but yet they complement each other. And me and Dan has talked about this for a while. I love it. Love it.
This is one of that I think that was a brilliant, almost like a steal for them to get those 2 guys in the draft. So,
all right, Dale, you got 1 minute.
My main thing is you can find me at IDP Guys, but I got a new thing coming out, and it's coming out this week. IDP Hot Shots. It's something I'm trying. Give me some feedback. Like it, hate it, sucks, throw it in the garbage. I don't care. Just let me know. Let me know what I need to add. That's something new that I'm looking at doing maybe weekly or bi-weekly. So give me some feedback on that.
All right. And I'm working on this in-season stuff. I'm doing a rookies trending article for Dynasty Football Digest and IDP Guys. I'm branching out, doing some offense. The ball where they actually score the touchdowns most of the time. It's interesting to look at offense. I'm not going to wow you with air yards and all that stuff, but I look at the stats. I look at who's producing. This week's article was pretty heavy on slam dunks because, I'm not going to tell you to start Clyde Edwards-Helaire every week, but, you should probably. But as we go through the list, I'm trying not to duplicate guys, but as they become startable, that's who I'm going to focus on. But time's just about up. So thank you for joining us. Ben and Sean are always hanging on a Friday night, which is great. And Nick had tons of questions today as well as Brock. So thanks for the questions. Or else we'll just start talking about Crusher and Nick Jr. too.
Oh my God. I can't believe we done went down that rabbit hole. And I'm telling you right now, if you've never watched El Tigre, go do it. It's great.
Goodbye. Smooch. Good night.
CD deuces.
You just said smooch, really, on live TV. You just
I
said
said it for the past 10 shows, you idiot.
What idiot? Oh my God, I can't even.